TV News, June 16th, 2013, 9 p.m.
To everyone's surprise, the gigantic dam on the Indus, the source of the conflict between India and Pakistan, was totally destroyed last night. Amanda, perhaps you can fill us in with more information.
That's right, Steve. Traces of plastic explosive charges have been found on the scene. The hypothesis of an attack seems the most plausible. This attack happened at a critical moment because the Indian and Pakistani leaders had just announced the signing of a peace agreement with an immediate ceasefire. The agreement provided for sharing the energy from the dam on the Indus between the two countries. Until we get further information, for the moment, the sabotage is being attributed to a small Indian terrorist group that's opposed to sharing resources with Pakistan. Following this attack, India announced that it's abandoning its hydroelectric development plans and will resort to oil imports instead, mainly from Russia.
The Indian government has been severely criticized by ICP member states since the report by Mr. Beck, our special correspondent, was broadcast. This exclusive report brought to light the working conditions on the dam and, in particular, the use of teams made up mostly of young children. In the wake of this revelation, the ICP has drawn up a new labor charter reasserting the rights of children and forbidding the employment of children under 14 years of age. This measure...
Secret Ghost Room, November 4th, 2013, 3 p.m. You won't be aware of the fact that the ICP's humanitarian and social measures represent an additional brake on the development of some of our member countries. Certain of these countries have made it very clear to us that they want to see our organization intervene.
The economic and financial crisis affecting developing countries is already being attributed partly to the ICP's charter. In addition to this crisis, we've prepared a series of measures which should help destabilize the ICP even further.
TV News, January 8th, 2014, 9 p.m.
The Indonesian army, which is incredibly well equipped, is advancing rapidly into the Sabah and Sarawak provinces. It's behaving very cruelly toward Malaysian civilian populations of Chinese origin.
Yes, Steve. And the ICP has also announced its support for Malaysia and its decision to send ICP troops in to defend civilian populations and help the humanitarian organizations do their work. Indonesia, which is already suffering from endemic overpopulation and long-standing territorial claims, has been hit hard by the economic and financial crisis that's currently affecting developing countries.
The humanitarian situation in Indonesia is worrying, General. The Indonesian armies engaged in an extremely violent crackdown on Malaysians of Chinese origin. It's very urgent that the ICP come to their aid. So first and foremost, you've got to build a refugee camp to take in the civilians.
But we fear there's worse to come. Our services have located a chemical weapons factory. If the Indonesian army succeeds in arming its tanks with chemical payloads, we'll be struggling to prevent a veritable genocide. I'm counting on you to put this factory out of action as quickly as you can, without blowing it up, of course. Take care, sir. If they feel under threat or detect your presence, the Indonesians are perfectly capable of blowing the factory up themselves and have the ICP take the rap. So try to avoid their patrols and use your commandos to sabotage that factory.
From now on, you'll be able to work in collaboration with Commander Sharman, who specializes in defense operations. Available arsenal improved. Available arsenal improved.
Go! Of course. Okay. Civilians in destination reached. Okay.
Available arsenal improved.
Of course.
Building activated. Available arsenal improved.
Civilians are arriving to take shelter in the refugee camps.
Building
Mission
activated.
accomplished. Of course.
Building activated.
Let's get going! Destination reached. Let's get going! Destination reached. Go!
Building completed.
Of course. Let's get going!
Building completed.
Mission accomplished. Destination reached.
Civilians are arriving to take shelter in the refugee camps.
Information.
Building completed.
Go!
Building activated.
Let's get going!
Available arsenal improved. Building activated.
Destination reached. Let's get going!
Building completed.
Go! Destination Let's get reached. Going! Of course. Destination reached. Let's get going! Go! Okay. Of course.
Unit lost.
Mission accomplished. Destination reached.
Civilians are arriving to take shelter in the refugee camps.
Destination reached. Go! Destination reached. Let's get going! Information.
Building activated.
Let's get going! Destination reached. Go! Destination reached.
Building completed.
Go!
Available arsenal improved.
Okay. Of course.
Building activated.
Destination reached. Go! Mission accomplished.
Civilians are arriving to take shelter in the refugee camps.
Building completed.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Building
Okay.
completed.
Let's get going. Reached.
Building
Destination
completed.
reached. Go! Go! Destination reached. Yes, sir. Go! Yes, sir. Information. Okay. Let's get going. Mission accomplished.
Civilians are arriving to take shelter in the refugee camps.
Of course.